another episode of Economy Today on TVRC. I hope you guys had a splendid weekend. My name is Kolaole Itunolowa. Joining me on set this morning is Mr. Akitude Sami Vincent. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
He's a lead analyst on TVRC, an educationist, and author, and also an economist. We are bringing to you another interesting topic today that says Japa syndrome and its implications on Nigerian economy. Japa syndrome and its implications on Nigerian economy. As we all are aware that Japan is often used in a context that basically means moving abroad or relocating out of the country. As we all know that thousands of Nigerians leave the country every week in search of better living condition. This is widely termed Japa. So do you think that is actually the best options for Nigeria, most especially Nigerian youths, to move out of Nigeria? You know, those Nigerian youths that are even capable of making Nigeria to be to be in a better position. So do you think it's the best option for Nigerian youths to continue moving out of the country? And do you think those people that are moving out of the country will basically return back home? So I'm going to welcome my guests one more time today for us to buttress the point. You're welcome, Mr. Vincent.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
Fine.
And thanks for honoring our invitation once again.
The pleasure is on mine.
Wow, thank you very much. Viewers at home, I said the topic before us today says Japan syndrome and its implications on Nigerian economy. So the first question I'm going to ask my guest is, what is about Japan?
Well, it's so nice to be here today. Japa, as you said, it has actually found its way into the everyday usage, everyday word usage in Nigeria. But ordinarily, Japa simply implies to run, to flee. But the context at which it is being used back in the days is quite different from the way it is being used today. It's often used by some, people when there is a kind of situation that is not actually palatable. Then you said, muti Japa, that is, I've just taken to my heel. But this day, when you say Japa, at the sounds of that word Japa, it implies that somebody has actually traveled abroad.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Vincent. Now to my next question. Viewers, I want you to pay attention as we have a good discussion today. Now, why are the citizens fleeing or Japan in the country?
Well, like you said, in short, it's the word keeps lingering when you say Japan. These days, I think it has become the norm that the common usage, the most word usage, found its way into not just in Nigeria alone, but even outside Nigeria. I want to take note of two keywords outside Japa. There's another one called Sakpa, when somebody is not, when there's no money out there. But back to your question, why are so many Nigerians Japan? It is on two bases. I call it two-edged sword. The first one is the positive one. The second one is the negative one. And on the side of the positive one is that sometimes it's when somebody moves in search for a greener pasture, it's always a good news. Perhaps you think where you are is not good enough for you, and you just need to move to a place that is better. So that's on the positive side, on the lighter note. But on the negative side is not far-fetched. If the country is okay, so many Nigerians would want to remain in this country, because even outside there, not every land is not every land is greener as we perceived. So the point is, it has two connotations. In search for greener pasture, number one, and number two, is moving from a place because of the situation that seems not to be improving. So, and instead of us coming together to fix it, then we move away from it for those from others to do it, without knowing that those who are supposed to do it, they are the one moving away from. It's more or less like running away from responsibility.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Vincent. Now, let me ask you this question. What's your take on those people that are Japaning out of the country? Do you think they are satisfied and fulfilled?
So many are not satisfied. So many are not fulfilled.
Okay.
Because if you look at the situation of this country, not just Nigeria alone, it's peculiar to particularly the third world state. But let's put our emphasis on Nigeria. So far, so good. You agree with me that things are not the way it is, the way they ought to be. Because look at the food insecurity. People could barely, even those who are, those who are working, the working condition is not actually too palatable for them, because virtually all their incomes are spent on things that are not, they are frivolous, on things that will not really take them outside near their home. When your take home cannot take you near home, what do you expect? You want to look at a teacher in Nigeria. How much is the salary of a teacher? How much is the salary of the civil servants? How much are they being paid? And at that, there are so many responsibilities here and there. Governments will not make available some basic things, like in some countries where they have housing, where houses given to virtually everybody on a platter of gold, and where food is virtually at the beck and call of everybody, to the extent that the rate at which they waste food could even salvage some African situation. Let me paint a very good example. Look at Somalia. Okay. Lately in Somalia, people were hungry to the extent that the human blood, looks like water to them. Look at goats recently in part of Kenya, in part of some eastern part of Africa, and some part of southern part of Africa. Okay. We've got to see the way hunger got hold of some people over there. So and outside that, again, look at the cost of goods and services in this country. Look at virtually what we have seems to be our enemy. Look at, even here in this country we have crude oil, but even our crude oil is not even sufficient for us, because our crude is being taken outside, and petroleum product is being imported back into the country, and before you know it, even the petroleum products are being hauled by people are making millions out of it. Just the few are making millions. Don't forget, we have about 200 million plus Nigerians, but only those who are benefiting from this country, they are in their minute numbers.
All right, thank you so much, viewers at home. I believe you are enjoying the program. Now, Mr. Akitunde, now let me ask you this question. According to my own personal research, when sometimes I do have a conversation with people, and some people do say this, they do say this, that if they have the opportunity to jump out of the country, they will never return back again. So do you think that those people that have it in mind to jump out of the country, do you think that they will never see their family or their relative again? Do you understand the question?
Yeah, I do, but the technology has made the world a better place. Even if you are anywhere you are in the world, you could communicate to your family on the gadget. But the point is, this issue of going abroad and not coming back home is not good for our country. Or this issue of moving abroad and not investing in your country, in your native country, is not good for our economy.
That's true.
And so, Japan, moving out of the country and not coming back home, it's a sign of being unpatriotic. There's nothing wrong in you Japan, but the point is, those are for the often time I keep saying, the box lies on the table of the government. Because if you don't make this country a better place, nobody will want, even the goats and dogs in this country will move away from the country. All of us cannot be in Abuja. Everybody cannot be in Abuja.
Sure.
Everybody cannot be in we only have one governor in a state. But the point is, what are you doing to make your environment a better place?
That's true.
What working condition are you putting in place for your workers to say, okay, fine, during your period we are having a nice time. We are actually enjoying our life. But on the contrary, if you are going to Japa, see, there are so many opportunities in this country. In short, the best place to spend the money is in this country.
Nigeria.
You cannot. Who are you impressing in London? Who do you want to impress in the US? All of them are okay. They are all good. We are not saying you should come and impress to kill in this country, but we are saying that you could impact life in this country. Because we have so many people who are the lower half of the class. People, in short, the number of those who are the lower class in this country, they are in their numbers. And the essence of life, the essence of being alive is to impact life.
Exactly.
Whose life do you want to impact over there? Why not bring the money home, see what you can do, and be careful? Because some people are big. Recently we heard about how a life was lost. The life that the kidnappers that kidnapped that man from Ogbomoso. the man who had just arrived from the States, and the man was killed by kidnappers. That's a kind of, these are ways in which we could actually learn lessons. The point is, when you are, before you even come back, you could monitor whatever you want to monitor in a long distance. And if you are going to go to your farm, you want to go there, why not take securities along with you? That's the whole essence of the money you've acquired. In as much as you want to make your community a better place, be careful about the way you go about it.
All right.
So, and even if you do that, when you are impacting life, you will see how happy you will be. But you're actually being conscious about your own life. Because this country, even biblical that says, be gentle like the dove, but be wise like serpents.
Sure.
Because the rulers of the world, they are the one. In short, you remember that also biblical that says that principalities and powers, they are always in their high places.
Sure.
But the point is, you as a child of the light, you need to be very careful. Like I said, be gentle as a dove, but be wise as a serpent.
All right, I love that. All right, let's take a look at each sector. You understand? Let's take a look at each sector. Are they the reason for Japan?
Of course. Virtually every sector in this country, they are always experiencing one major crisis or the other. Let me give you a very good example. Let's look at the health sector.
Okay.
Do you know that in our hospitals, general hospitals, they cannot even accommodate the number of those who are experiencing maternity, those who are in the maternal wards. You will see pregnant people sleeping on the corridor of the ward. That's just an example. Recently, you heard about the hassle crisis.
That's it.
How our universities locked for more than 8 months in this country. No same country will lock their university for more than even a week.
Impossible.
But here, that's at the educational sector. Let's look at our agricultural sector. How much are our fruits these days? How much are they being sold? Even if you don't have enough money, you cannot take a proper nutrient, in proper vitamin, proper balanced diet. That's the agricultural sector. Let's look at the work. Let's look at the housing. Let's look at the power sector. For virtually every time, most of the industry they are always. I mean, you even hear, how much virtually everywhere money is being spent on diesel, if not diesel, petrol, PMS, if not PMS, just to power electricity. Virtually everything seems in a state of comatose, except for one thing, except for tolerance. I mean, not 100% tolerance, reasonable tolerance, and the gift of life. That is why people are still laughing in this country. But outside that, so many things seems not to be, because injury to one, injury to all. If our brother is being killed, if they are being killed in Borno, if they are being killed in Kano, if they are being killed in Kaduna, if bandits are still ravaging one part of the country, it is happening to all of us. Because we belong to the same state. We share the same name. Don't forget when something happened to one of your siblings, you feel it like never before. Because it's also part of the family.
Yes.
So, like I said, except for the gift of, that's one of the major reasons why people are jackpying. Because when people are outside here in the foreign world, they will just, they release themselves. They are just so happy because they feel like by 12 midnight they can move, they can step out of their house, their houses. By 1 o'clock in the middle of the night, they can go to the restaurant, they could go to the shopping mall to get something. Except for the major city in this country, you can't try it in any of our ciados, our towns. You can't try it. By 7, most of the time in most of our towns, everywhere is already dark, everywhere is already locked. Meanwhile, in some country, that's the period where they start their economic activities. In the middle of the night, that's when people have the time to go to move to the mall to pick whatever they are going to need, maybe for the next day. So that's one of the major reasons why people are jackpying. A very uncomfortable state, unpalatable situation, in a mess that even when you see on the pages of the news, you are just look at the recently the Lekki. Do you know how many people invest? The investment people. Look at all those houses in Lekki recently because of poor planning. Look at how houses were leveled with flood. And was it on this? I think it was on our show here that I said even this in London, everywhere London is built on water. But because they have proper planning, you will never hear. Look at Liverpool, look at Blackpool, look at whatever pool you could mention there. Outside, you could check everywhere, even in London, the municipal. You will see how planning was put in place. What is wrong with us? Even our this thing, go and look at flood. To the extent that even the leading economy, the what's it called? People in the Western world, they were sending messages to Nigeria, commiserating with Nigeria that we are sorry because of your situation, because of our leaders failed to plan.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Aketunde Somi Vincent. Let me ask you this question. So, why are people willing to jump Nigeria in a heartbeat?
Like I said for the
I think you
option
said
time.
that
Yes, I think it's just because of the situation. And the way we see, divided we fall, united we stand. But a house that divides against a house that cannot hold will definitely fall just like that, fall for nothing.
That's it.
So another thing is this ethnic tension. When Yoruba does not see Hausa like your fellow brother, Igbo is seen Hausa like a threat. Yoruba is seen everywhere like this thing. So that's one of the major reasons why. One of the many reasons why it is always like
so.
That.
Before we draw the curtain for today's program, what's the way out?
The way out is for us to get governance correctly.
That's just it.
To be patriotic, to know why we are going into government, not just going there for the sake of I, myself, and my family. If only we could take away all that, I think the majority would be better.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Aketunde Somi Vincent. I appreciate you for coming and honoring us. God bless you. Now, we've come to the end of today's program on Economic Today on TV House. I still remain your presenter, Kolawole Itunoluwa. See you next time. Bye.